view where this database comes, right? We should know, sir, we are testing only on the functional UI, completely on the UI we are testing. Why you want this database? You can have a questions on this, right? And so let me give you architecture of web application. So any web application or a Windows based application, both two types of applications have a data. Somewhere data has to be stored, right, in any application. So that, let me give a brief diagram. So I'll try to give a brief diagram about how this SQL will be, the database will be here in the backend layer. So basically request and response will go to different layers. Let me give you that. So just understand the architecture of a web application. So then it will be very easy why we need to interact with this kind of thing we can understand basically, right? This is our computer where people will be interacting, right? So many clients will be there and they will interact with the different systems, right? Any application. So it will go and you will get a response back, right? So this is the basically web architecture, how it will be. Right. So this is the web architecture. In this, there are different layers, right? This is the one of the web server layer, right? This is the web server. First one is a web server. And then application layer will be here. So application layer. And I'll explain you. First understand the web architecture, then it will be very easy. This is the data layer. Data layer is nothing but a database, completely a database. So this is the, you can say this is a database. So your part we are discussing now, this part. So this web server and application layer, this all business logic will be here. So business logic and all the code will be available here, right? A code will be available here. The application logic will be entered and written here, deployed here in this layer, and all the your web content, right? Web content will be available in the web server. So they basically, this is the architecture. Whenever you send a request, okay, whenever you send a request, so basically if you're interacting with in the UI, in the web pages, first the request will go to that is going to hit the web server. If the content is available in this, the response you will get back, right? The response will, so it will show in your computer, right? It will computer in this client. This is the client. So client is nothing but your machines, right? All your laptops and those are the things. But these the architecture will be somewhere. We don't know where it is. You're just giving the one URL and the web address, and you're hitting you're doing actions on the web application, getting back the data, right? So that's how this data will be interacted with the application, and you'll get back. But so mainly, suppose you are storing a huge data. So you created data, where it will store. The data will store in the database. This is the one, third component, right? This is the component one. So let me give you. This is the component one. So component one is the second component, and this is the third component, right? So this is the first component and second component, and this is the third component. Okay, basically you will interact with this third component sometimes. So when you want to interact with it, so database, that's where our SQL comes into picture. That's why I explained this architecture, guys. Otherwise, no need to explain. So you can think, okay, where I can interact with the database. You'll get a doubt, right? That's why I'm giving this in web architecture. So the data will reside in this database. Whatever the data you created. So all in your web application, you have a lot of data is there. Your usernames, passwords. That's a simple, right? One thing. But you are not the only one using that application, right? A lot of people are using all their data. Where it will store? This is the place. This is the area in the database. Database, your data will store. How you will get that data? So that's what we are going to discuss. If you want to interact with this database, you need one language, right? One programming language you need. So there are different databases out there. I'm going to discuss that also. And one of the best tutorials we have in the in the web, you can take up first one is W3 Schools, very famous, and you can take up this W3 Schools. So it's for any new person can easily come and learn the SQL here. So no need of anything. Even I included the same thing in our blog also. Maybe you can go to our blog and you can search. So there is a tab we added, SQL tab. You can just click on this and you can get into that page, right? So this is the place where you are going to interact with the database using some programming language that is called this SQL. So any databases can be anything. So many databases are there. I'll list out all the databases. Just be patient, 1 or 2 minutes. We'll come to that part. What are all the different databases? So what is SQL? SQL is a structured query language which interact with the databases. So what it will do? So I'll tell you what are all that is going to do. But so SQL is going to allow you to access, manipulate the databases. So it will, how you want to manipulate the data, how you want to access the data, this SQL will help us. It's a programming language, it's a query language, structured query language. That's what S means, structured, Q means query, and L is a language. It's a structured query language, which is a computer language for storing, manipulating, and accessing, inserting your data or deleting your data from the database. You are going to use this SQL. So that's what the SQL with any relational databases. With any relational databases, you are going to use this SQL language to interact with this third component, that is database layer. So what are the different relational databases? RDBMS we call this, relational database management systems. So like MySQL, one of the famous Oracle's developed this MySQL. MS Access, you can use even MS Access as a database also. And Oracle, very famous, Sybase, Informax, Postgres, and SQL Server from Microsoft, and uses this SQL as their standard database language. Any database must use SQL is the language to interact with the databases. So any database, they will develop their own queries, but again you have to use this some programming language they have to use, that is SQL they have to use. It can be any database, RDBMS, but every database must use this SQL language to work and to store their data and to interact with the database. That is what SQL. And a brief history of this SQL is it's in 1970. Dr. Edgar F. Todcock of IBM is the father of these relational databases. And then, so he started the database concept in 1970. Then 1974, this structured query language has come into picture. because everybody developing their own database. Oracle has its own database, and Microsoft has its own database. Even SAP also, they developed SAP HANA database, right? So people are developing their own databases. But for all these databases, the common language is SQL. So that's why SQL is a very important. And 1978, IBM worked to develop COTS ideas, whatever he started the relational databases, and then released a product named System R. And then 1986, IBM developed one more prototype of relational database and standard query languages by making a common language for all the databases instead of one by one. So then IBM, after then Oracle also came into picture. So everybody has to use one standard language, right? That's what SQL, and that is organized and standardized by ANSI, right? This is the one of the institute that maintains these standards. That is come to a conclusion. Everybody has to use this SQL for any database, whatever they are developing. So even different companies is developing their own database, but they must follow the SQL language. So that's what this has come up. Then why SQL is required? So what is the advantage of SQL? Basically, create new databases, tables, and views inside the database. You can insert the records in the database. You can update the records. You can delete the records from the database, and you can retrieve the data from the database. These are all actions is done by SQL. So what is that? You can create a new database, and in the day, once you create a database, in that database you can create a tables. Tables will be like this, right? Tables.
Database testing.
Yeah, you want to add something?
డేటాబేస్ టెస్టింగ్ చేసినప్పుడు డేటాబేస్ కూడా మనమే క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలా సార్?
No, you won't do that. So it's all done by
only queries apply
development team. Development team and company will create all those things. So it's a web architecture, right? Web architecture, any component we won't create, right? These components we won't create. It's all done by development and everything.
As a tester ga mana SQL queries apply చేస్తే సరిపోతుందా?
Just SQL queries, that's it. You are not allowed to do any no hard queries like delete, to create. You don't have permission to you. You don't have permission to create a database, you create a tables. All this you don't have permissions on the application, because applications is a very huge data. Data is a very secure, right? For any application, data is very secure. You are not only, you can have a permissions for just accessing.
Only
inside the application, what you can do, you can maybe data you can manipulate. Data means data storing, data creating, like tables. Inside the tables you can create one row. But database you cannot create. That's already done by the dev team, right? They will use one database. That's all done by dev team. We are not going to do anything there. Okay. Any other queries? Okay, I'll show you tables means. What is tables? I'll tell you, and we'll dig into that. So then these are all actions is done by this SQL. Okay, so what is, you can create a table, you can insert the records in the table, you can update the records in a table, you can delete the records in a table, you can delete the table also if you want. But so those actions are very costly actions, so it won't give permission to you. You can retrieve the data. Mainly we will do this retrieving, maybe updating records only, and inserting the records. You will do deleting records. You can do these CRUD operations you can perform on the table, not on the database. On the table you can maybe basically in the application also you will do create, update, delete, view actions, right? In the maybe for example, in your application, one create action is there, you will do create. That create, once you do it, that will go and store in the database. Okay, you modified the same data, again in the same record will be updated. If you update something, modify something, same record will be updated to new data. That also will store. When you modify date also will show in the database table. These all columns will be there. I'll tell you what are the things will be there in the tables. Rows and columns will be there. I'll tell you that. So these are all actions are done by SQL. So what other actions? So you can do. SQL can execute queries against a database. SQL can retrieve data from the database. SQL can insert, update, delete, and also create a new databases. But basically, this operation is done by architect and developers will do this. We won't do all these things, but only data related we can do. And also for every tester, they won't give a permission to database. You have to get approvals. So this is all confidential. That's very important data. That's why immediately they won't give permission to you also. And SQL can create a new tables, and you can create a stored procedures. Stored procedure means bigger SQL programs. You write a lot of, in the Java we're writing big programs, right? Like that, to interact with a database data, you will write a lot of programming. That programming is done by this stored procedures. All developers will write these stored procedures to improve the query, improve the performance of retrieving the data, inserting the data, creating the data based on these views and stored procedures they use. So you can set permissions on the tables, procedures, and views. That also you have. So these are all things can be done with a SQL. And what is RDBMS? So I told you RDBMS means Relational Database Management System, and this is the base. RDBMS is the basis for SQL. For all modern database systems like MS Access, Microsoft SQL Server, IBM DB2, and so Oracle, MySQL, Postgres, Microsoft Access. These are all different database types. But famous one is Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, very famous. Oracle is the king in the market for the database related. And then now MySQL has come, and competing Microsoft SQL Server also. So this also, but database side, Oracle is the Oracle database is the very famous. They are good in the database side. And the data in RDBMS is stored in the database objects called tables. This is what I was talking. The data in the RDBMS is stored in the database objects. Those are called tables. You have a lot of tables. So many tables will be there in one application. So they'll create all the data they want to store, right? They will categorize. Each table is one database object. Again, each table, users table, only user data will store there. Like there are products, all products data will store and their prices will store there. Based on the category of things you have in the application, each category wise they will create a one table. So that's the tables. A table is a collection of related data entries, and it consists of columns and rows. This is a very important. So the table means, again, we have rows and columns. So as you all are aware of these tables, tables will be like this. So we have a lot of tables, means rows and columns will be here. Right? Rows and columns will be there. So these are rows. Like this, you can enter a lot of entries. These are rows. This is the one table. Okay. So these are the columns. The column 1, for example, serial number 1. So this is the first name. So this is the last name. So all your data, entire data will be here available in the database. And then you have full name or your phone number, mobile. So a lot of all data, right? This is all data. All this data will store here. So this is all the data will store here, right? So like this, you can store a lot of data. So all this data will store in the database, basically. So how you can interact with, okay, data is storing, how you will interact? Suppose you assume that you went to one website and you created data. How do you know the same data is there in your application? You can get the data with this database inside whatever is there. Go to this, for example, this is the users table. So I'm writing users table. Some name will give you. Table has a name, right? Users table. So every table has a name, right? Users table. Basically, you will go and query with this database and okay, what is my full name? What is my mobile number? What is my email? Like this, you can query. So is it right or not? And your password also will store here. Password also you can store here. It will come and store here, password also. So it's not going to be, it will be ended here, right? So password also will store here. That password also, it will be available for you, but it will be an encrypted format. It will be available for you, but in the database it is available. Okay, so in the database it is available, but you can get all this data, right? How you can get that data? That's what we are going to discuss. So these are the rows. Yes, I want to tell rows and columns. So these are the headers. Then your data will start here. These are rows. These are all different rows. In one table, there are lots of records will be there. In one table, these are all columns. So these are all columns. This is another column. So this is another column. This is another column. So every column has, so that rows will be so much data will be available. So this a lot of columns and rows will be there. So this is the one object the data will store here. So this is the tables means. Like this, you have so many tables in one database. So that database is, we're going to interact with the columns and rows, database tables. So most of the database contains a lot of, so many tables will be there. Again, understand, each table is identified by a name. Each table is identified by a one name they will give. Like I told you, right? All your user data will be, they are giving a name, users, like this. For example, there is a products table. They will give all product related information will be available there. There are so many orders will be there. Orders is another. Now Amazon, you are giving a lot of orders. So those orders will be stored somewhere, right? Otherwise, how they will get all those things? They will create one order table in the, whenever you create an order, so it will go and insert in the table. That order will be there. How you can track it, all these things? Based on this data only. They can track it, they can get that. So that's why these tables are very, very important. So tables contains records with the data, rows, mainly rows. Rows only contains the data. So what is tables? Tables have some name. It's a database. Objects is called tables. The data is stored in the database objects called tables. A table contains a collection of columns and rows. Each row, the data will be stored one by one. So that's this database tables means. So here is the example I'm giving here. So if you go to W3 schools also you have, see, customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, city. So these are all columns, postal code, country, these are all the columns. But this is the record one, row one, one customer name, one customer ID. So another customer, like there's so many customers you can insert into this customers table, right? So that's the how tables will be there with the rows and columns. So then how you can interact with this? Okay, you are storing the data, but what are the different data types will be used for this column? This is the integers, right? This is the strings. So like this, how you can, what are the different data types you will use in the database columns and tables, right? So that's that database has some SQL data types will be there. And what are the different data types? So data types are used to represent the nature of data you are storing in the database table. So we have a string data types, numeric data types, date and time data types. So these are the categories in the tables what you are going to store. This is a string, this is the integer, this is the integer. This column is integer, this column, and this column is a string. So, and you have again postal code also number, and country is a string. Like this you can have a string, integers, and date and time. Date also another category, right? So when this record is created, when this record is updated, you have a separate column, created date, updated date, you have like that. Otherwise the tracking is very difficult, right? If you don't have those columns, it's difficult to maintain the data. So when you created date and time will show exact date and time. This row when it is created, it will show. And modified, for example, you modified the same record. When you modified also will show another column will be there, modified date or updated date will be there. So these are all is a very, very important to track what is happening with the data, right? If you do some testing time, some malfunction, misfunctions, statements you have done, and the data is gone, so then how you can retrieve? So there are retrievable queries are there, but still who did that, they want to track, right? So when you did all this will be, they can track it easily, right? That's why columns and data is a very, very important data types. So next one is SQL statement. Before going any queries till now, till now I just given what is SQL, what are the different data types, and what this SQL can do, and also we have discussed the tables, or what are the different data types and tables and different data types we have discussed. The first one is what are the SQL statements means. So this is the very important. This is where mainly SQL statements only will write. So SQL statements are started with any of the SQL commands or keywords like select, command, insert, update, delete, alter, drop. These are the SQL commands. What are the SQL commands? Select, insert, update, delete, alter, drop. These are the SQL commands. And the statement ends with a semicolon. The statement is going to end with a semicolon. See that. Select. First I'm using a select command. Select the column name. So the column name you will use which column you want to access. Select statement is basically it is used to access particular data from this table. You have to give the table name. Which column data you want, you can access from the table. Suppose I want only the customer names. What are all the customer names? You can write that. Select customer name from table, from customer. So customer table. Table name you give, customer table. So that's what. Or you want all the data of customer. You put a star. Select a star from customers. From is the from after you have to give a table name. Which table you are getting the data, you are accessing the data. That table name you have to provide here. Or I don't want all, so don't use star. You just give a particular column data you want, you can put it. Only particular column data, entire columns, so data you will get it. And it will list out for you. So that's the SQL statements, how we are going to write. This SQL statement we are going to write. So you have you need to use some platform to execute all these queries. You have to connect to your application database. You have a username, passwords, and different things you have to give. The port number, all this you will give. Then you will connect to the database first. Then you can do operations on that database. So in the real time, so you have to request the database queries like username, passwords. Then you give the username, password. Then you can, once you connect to the database, then you can do operations like these statements you can execute on the database. So what are all the SQL commands? This is the one of the very important interview question also. So select query, it extracts the data from the database. Update, it updates the data in the database. Delete, it deletes the data from the database. Create a table, it creates a new table. Alter table, it usually used to modify the table. Drop table, so it deletes the table. Create database, it creates a new database. Alter database, it is used to modify the database. So here you can alter the table, you can alter the database also. You can create the database, you can create the table also. You have a CRUD operations on the table you can do, or you can create, update, delete on the database also. Insert into, you can insert the rows into the database. Create index, it is used to create an index on particular column. You can insert a particular key based on this index. You can search, you can basically search the data based on these indexes. Drop index, you can delete that index on that column. So these are the very important commands we are going to use. So mainly you can mostly will use a select query, then update, delete. Very rarely we'll use all these things. Okay, so we'll see that all one by one we'll execute. So till now the commands, some of the commands you remember. What are the SQL commands? Select, extract the data from the database. Update, it updates the data in the database. Delete, deletes the data from the database. Create a table, you can create a new table in the database. Alter table, you can modify the table. Drop table, you can delete the table. And create a database, you can create a new database. So this we are not going to do, but some of the commands we remember. Okay, alter database, so to modify the entire database you can use. Insert into, it insert the new data into database. That means basically into table. You can insert the data into table only. You can create indexes. Index is mainly used for the searching purpose. That is the one. So there is a operators are there and are not operators. So This all you are going to use with the where class. There is a where class are very important. Condition based, if you want to get the data, you will use this where class. A very important where class. So where class can be combined with undo or not operators. So you can combine the data and you can filter. The filtering is done by this where class and with these operators. So the and operators are used to filter records based on more than one conditions. So and means both should be true, right? That's what. The and operator displays a record if all the conditions separated by and are true, then only it will return the data. So the or operator displays the record if any of the conditions separated by or is true, then it will retrieve the data for you. So not means basically not is used, not operator displays a record if the condition is not true. That's a not operator. So these are the and syntaxes. Select column 1, column 2 from table where condition 1 and condition 2 and condition 3. If all three conditions are true, then you retrieve data in these two columns. So you can write like this. So and syntax. See where class. Where is basically putting a conditions. You can filter the data. That's a main where class. R syntax. So select column 1, column 2 from table where condition 1 or condition 2 or condition 3. Any one of them is true. Then you will retrieve data from these two columns. That's the R. R means any, and means both. Both should be true. So that's the and or operators, and not operator also you are going to use not. So select column 1, column 2 from table name where not condition. So you can use not. So these are all some of the operators. I'll give you later. First, let's go and do some select statements. We'll execute at least one statement today, and I'll show you some of them. You can W3 schools, you can go and you can execute your queries. The SQL, the select statement is used to select data from the table. So the data returned in is stored in the result table called the result set. See this. Select column 1, column 2 from table. You can write that. So let's go and do this, all this. Okay, how to get the data. I'll show you here. First, select statement. Let's go here. You have here a runner also. This is the demo database. You have a demo database, and the database name is customers table. And so select a column. You do select a customer name and city. See filtering. You are filtering. See this customer name and city only you are getting. So that means you are accessing only customer name and the city of that customer. You are getting customer name, city from customers. You execute this. Execute the query. So this, if you want to modify, you can modify here. Okay, if you want to modify, you can modify here. Run SQL. Click on. If you want to modify here, you can modify. But first execute. Later we'll modify. Okay. So the result is a number of records in this 91 records it fetched. Only the table is a lot of columns are there, right? But what you got? You want only customer name and the city of that customer. See that? You are getting only that data. The result you are getting like this. Or you want only customer name, just modify. So remove this, run SQL. Only customer will get. See that? No city. Or you want customer, comma. So the database, what other things you want? You just see this. We have a customer ID. I want customer ID and a customer name. I want. So what I can do? Okay, customer ID as it is. You have to take column name. So you take a column name and give it that. If you want one more column, just put a separate with a comma. Okay, separate with a comma. Run SQL. See that? You will get a customer name and what way you recorded. First, you have given customer name first. That's why first customer name column showing. Or if you first you want customer ID, you give that. First customer column, customer ID column you give. Then comma, customer name from customers, from table, customers table. So then you are getting the data only. See that? However you want, you can get the data. So see 91 records are there, 91 records it is showing here. So like this, you have so much data will be there, all you can get it. Okay, so we'll execute one by one all this with a select query. Select query is used to access the data, to retrieve the data from the table based on the given columns. It will fetch. So let's do still anybody wants some other you want, let me know, that will execute. For example, I want country, I want a city, postal code country with the customer name. Okay, so that I want. So what I'll do, city I'll give city and country COUNTRY. Column name exactly give. See that all these columns will show in your result. See that. However you want, you can get your data from the table. The result data you will get whatever they want by writing the SQL statements, SQL queries we call them. It is querying based on your statement what you have written. So that's the SQL select statement. Is a lot of select statements are there. We'll execute it one by one, but understand this. We also try executing this. Then it will be very easy for you to get the things. If you're not practicing, it's a difficult. You also try along with me. Okay, now itself you can try and you'll get some idea how to write SQL statements, and you'll get some idea, right? Instead of just listening, so open W3 Schools and go here and try to explore. So that will give you some idea for you. Okay, so let's see some other queries. Any queries here before going to the next? Very simple select statement I have written here, but I didn't write any where clause, all those things. We'll apply where clause also. Okay, we'll apply where clause. That's a way very important. You can filter data with a where clause and operators. So right. Okay, next one. First select I have shown you. Is it clear or any doubts? Select a column example. I told you select a column example, only particular column. Select a star means all the data you will get. Star means all the columns it will show you. So remove, you don't want particular, you want all the columns. Right? You can get, run it. See that entire table will show it to you. If you give a star. Like it, you explore. So that's a select statement. Any doubts? The select statement is used to select data from the database. So why you will use select statement? It is used to select data from the table, basically. The data returned is stored in a result table called the result set. So you are writing some query. That query will return a result set that will store in the another table. That is a result set table. Okay. So I want a distinct, right? So go to select a distinct. So distinct means unique data you want. See that the selected distinct statement is used to return only distinct values, not a duplicate values. Right? That kind of things, if you want, you can get a distinct keyword you can use. What is a distinct? Distinct statement is used to return only distinct values. That means a table, a column often contains many duplicate values. Sometimes you only want to list the distinct values only unique values. Then you can use a distinct keyword. That's what this distinct. So select distinct column 1, column 2 from table name. That's a syntax, distinct syntax. How to write? Select distinct column 1, comma, column 2 from this table. You get the distinct values from these two columns. Then you can do. Maybe some here duplicate values are there. So we'll see distinct values. See here country, same country is there. So we can write a query. So with a distinct, without distinct, you see this country. I told you, right? That's what. So here country is a duplicate country names are there. You want to a distinct. So that is not duplicate. Then that means Germany, UK, Sweden only will get it if you use a distinct. If you don't use a distinct, all countries will come. Right? That's without a distinct, you see this. Select a country from customers. Let me write this. Select a country from customers. See, you are getting a duplicate also, right? UK duplicate, you see that? Germany duplicate, Mexico duplicate, and Mexico here, see, duplicate is showing. So these are duplicates who are there, right? I don't want duplicates. I want to get only unique queue. How you can get a unique queue things? That is what we are going to discuss here. Distinct means that's what. Or you execute this. Only you have few records, right? See that here also 91. Same. Whatever we are using, that's fine. So if you use a distinct, now let us use the distinct keyword with above select statement. Now let's see how it will show, right? Distinct. So very useful command, this distinct. So that means it will omit the where duplicates are there. So duplicates won't show in the country. It will list out for you unique things only. See that only 21. 91 means 91, 20. So that means 71 are duplicates. 70 are duplicates. Now you see unique one only you got. Germany, Mexico, UK, Sweden, France, Spain. So no duplicates at all. Did you find any duplicates? Can you see that? See, nowhere duplicates, right? So these are all the unique things you are getting. That's the advantage of distinct. So what we learned today, two important. One is select query. Select is select command. Select command is used to select the particular data from the table. And distinct. Distinct is you can get the distinct values from the table. So that means no duplicate things, only unique things you will get it based on the given column. Which column you have a duplicates? You don't want duplicates. You want to get a unique things. You use a distinct keyword, right? So guys, you have to respond. Is it clear or any queries?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll just summarize what we discussed. So I just discussed what is SQL. SQL is a structured query language which is used mainly to interact with the databases. It's a programming, so database program language. So to interact with the relational database systems. So what are the database systems in the market? A lot of databases are there. The famous things are Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, MS Access, Postgres, and NoSQL. SAP HANA also there, one of the databases. The competitors in the market, but for all these databases, the common language is SQL. Okay, so this SQL can do a lot of things. What are all the things it will do? You can create the database. You can alter the database. You can delete the database, complete database. and you can create a table. You can modify the table. You can access the data from the table. You can delete the data from the table. You can insert the data into table. In particular column, you want to insert some data. You can insert into that column, into this table. So like this, you can do a lot of things with this database. Then I have explained one select statement, then distinct key commands. These are the different commands I have given. What are the SQL commands? Select, insert, update, delete, drop. These are the SQL commands. If they ask you what are the SQL commands, you have to answer this question also. Very important, this question. Even recently also I faced in one of the interviews. Select, update, delete, create a table, alter table, drop table, create database, alter database, insert into. Insert into is the command. Select is a command. Update is a command. Delete is a command. Create a table is a command. Alter table is a command. Okay, so these are all the commands, SQL commands. Okay, so that, and we discussed some operators, undo, or not operators. This and or operators will use in the while writing the queries. Don't worry, I still hasn't shown you the queries. We'll write the queries with and where clause. When where clause comes, we'll discuss that. Okay, and so we discussed it today. Mainly we have written a simple SQL select queries and then selected distinct queries I have shown you. So let's see what other we can do. One more where class is there. Where class I think we'll do tomorrow, next class. And where class also let's do till 5 minutes are there. So where class, so mainly used to filter the data or records in the table. You want to retrieve the data from the database with a condition based, then you have to use a where class. So very, very important. Mostly we use where class in the real time. So where class is used to extract only those records that fulfill the specified condition. Based on the condition you want to get the data. That condition, if you want to specify, you have to use a where class. So what is the purpose of where class? Where class is used to filter the records, and you can retrieve the data however you want. So select column 1 comma column 2 from table where you write the condition. So where class is not only used in the select statement, also it is also used, where class is used in the update, delete statements also. With the update, delete commands also you will use this where class. Not only with the select command. You will use this where class along with update and delete also. So that's this where class. Let's see this first. The customer table only you take, and we can execute some queries. So the where class example is the following SQL statement: select all the customers from the country Mexico in the customers table. See that how you can get this. So they will ask this kind of questions. I want to get a data and from the this Mexico country, all customers I want. How can you get the data? How can you write the query? That's the questions they will ask like this. Then you have to write a select statement. So this one, select a star from customers where country is Mexico. So let's write this. Select a star. So I want to select a star from customers where, so country is Mexico, right? So that's the same name, Mexico, right? Mexico, correct. So now it will fetch. So all only for particular customer you want, you write only instead of star you put a customer name. So you want only customers from this country. So it will fetch. See, only 5 records are there. So these are the 5 records. Execute only customers. We made some mistake. Where country equal to set customer name from customers. Where country equal to Mexico. If any wrong is there, could not prepare statement. One, no such column, customer name. Okay, yes is missing. See that? So you're making some column name given wrong. That's why it is not fetching. Right. Now see that only that it is fetching. So which are having a country. So you want country also. So you can print country. No need, right? So you are giving here where class. Only Mexico country related people only will get it here. I want to get all the column, all the data of that table. So you can get it. Star, if you see this, customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, city, and all from Mexico, right? So this is how you will get a so where class, how it is filtering, right? Filtering. A lot of countries are there, but you are getting only Mexico related, Mexico country related data only. That's what the filtering purpose this where class is used, right? So that's all about. So a lot of things are there. Next week we'll progress much. Next week I'm planning. So Sunday morning, is it fine for you all?